What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Discord Friday. All right, let's get to another Discord Friday. If you are new to the channel, what is Discord Friday? It is basically you posting your pictures over on Discord, or you private message me your pictures and I put them on and we go over your work and see if we can help you or see if your work can help somebody else. So guys, if you want to do all this, I appreciate it. Let's get to the first set of pictures. All right, guys, so the first set of pictures I'm going to get to is actually from my work, and it's somebody that knows what they're doing, but he chooses not to build correctly for some reason. He is a fun little character. We'll call him RT. So we got a nice base here. Guys, I always say that you should be able to get level with bags, and he does get level with bags. Now, for you new selectors out there, I don't agree with putting these litters on their sides. And not only don't I agree with putting them on their sides, I definitely would not stick them on a corner. So if I was going to put this litter on its side, it would be in the middle. I would never stick them on the corner because they tend to slide. They're a little smooth surface. Right here, this Friskies, absolutely 1000 would never put this on its side or on the corner. It would be in the middle somewhere like with this Fancy Feast. But the palette is built really well, and I'm sure this isn't going anywhere, but we definitely cannot say that for his next palette, and that is this one right here. So we know, obviously, from this point up, we know he can build. We got a high corner, low inside. We got cases the same, cases the same. What would I have done different? I like this in the middle. I don't know how this is a chem pet. So, okay, so you threw the bag up there. So what would I have done differently? Shippers, I always face towards the middle, because if you put shippers to the length of the palette, now I put a video out strictly about shippers. It will be in the description below if you guys want to click that link. If you do have shippers at your warehouse, I always face these shippers towards the middle of the palette for this reason. Because I've seen people with beautiful palettes in the shippers, the length of the palette, and then when they go around the corner, bam, that shipper rocks over. Because a lot of these shippers are top heavy. The product is actually in the top of the shipper. So when you go around a corner, it's going to fall over very easily. So what I would have done is face this shipper inwards. It probably would have came to about right here, probably right in here. And then I would have stacked these going back, and all the heavy stuff would have been behind these shippers, because I know that it would do this, especially the Brillos. I know they're going to crush if they have weight on them. So I'm going to stick them up in the front of my palette, and the weight, the Dawn, and this Tide is going to go behind the shipper in the middle of the palette. And then all this light stuff, these Hefties, these Ziplocs, they would be stacked either on a corner or in the middle of the palette, and the shippers would be on one side or the other. I hope that makes sense. This would be down below. I like all the stuff up here that's light on the top, but this is all because of putting weight on top of shippers that shouldn't be on there. The weight should have just been behind it, and that's all that we were going to say about that. RT, great work. Keep it up. All right, we got about 4 palettes that we're going to show of, we'll just call you OC. It's OHCEE, and you build really nice palettes. So guys, great base all the way down, just perfectly built. I don't mind the case on its side because we got a case go from this column to this column, so we're taking weight off. It's not going to pressure these cans in any way. We got 2 cases going back, 2 cases going back. What do I say all the time, guys? You heard me say it last Friday. If we have 2 of the same cases, that's the opportunity to go back on the end of the pallets. We got a Mayo tying it in, and we keep the same direction. Look at this. As soon as we get a chance to tie in, we have cases facing towards the middle. Case upright, it's on the top of the pallet. I don't care. It's perfect. Just everything about this palette is absolutely perfect. And I think this one, you said that is in a competition at your work. I hope you win, because this is a very well built palette. All right, so we got a side of your palette. Once again, just very nicely done. Look at this hot sauce in. Guys, see how we face in? Now we got a big box in the middle, not a big problem, but we're still following my cross and T method. I like cases facing in, but man, what a perfectly square palette, perfectly built, big case on the back. I mean, this is, I don't even know what to say. It's just absolutely perfect. Cases in the middle are facing towards the middle of the pallet. You don't see any cases going this direction, right? The direction that I can't stand, you can't see any cases going. They're all going towards the middle of the pallet. This is a very beautiful pallet, and I appreciate you posting your pictures. Guys, if you're in dry, this is how you want to build. All right, let's look at the third pallet of yours. Once again, just a beautiful pallet. To this, did I already do this one? Yeah, I did too. Mayo. Okay, so we're looking at the side. It's just beautifully done. I mean, honestly, you got two cases you're facing in. You got light cases facing back. I mean, just beautifully done, nice and square. I mean, this pallet is not going anywhere. Absolutely. You built so good. Here, let's just look at your final one. Once again, absolutely great looking pallet. I mean, would I do this? No. Would I put cases like this in this part of the pallet? 1000% I would not do it, but this is why I like posting this stuff. It works, guys. Just because I say one way does not mean it's the way that it needs to be done. It's just telling you the way that I do it. But this is why I love people posting on Discord, because this is showing that I don't like cases like this. I cannot stand cases like this in this part of the pallet. But did it work for this person? Absolutely. They built a perfect pallet. Absolutely perfect. I don't see nothing wrong with this at all. I love it. Great looking palette. Thank you for posting your pictures. All right, Yodenbaum, we are going to call this person PS1. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say it. We're going to call this person PS1. Guys, we got juices together. We got crates together. Keeping same cases together. Same cases together. Pointing the longer boxes in. We get two of a case. We're sticking it back. And then we come back pointing inwards again. Very well built palette. It doesn't look like it. Look, guys, we got like a column going here, but we tie in that column, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can almost like divvy up your pallet in the threes on the front. And if you tie in each of those stacks, you're going to get a pallet that is not going to fall over, and that's what I like about it. We got a case on its side here. I don't know what it is. Can it handle it? Probably. It's up towards the top also, so we're not going to have a lot of weight on it. But see the column in the middle? That's what I do. And then I put all my cases pointing in. Very nicely done. Let's look at your second pallet. PS2. We got a side look of one of your pallets. I love it. Guys, once again, in the middle, we got one case here. It looks like one of these crates maybe right here. But do you see any cases? Any long cases like this? No. Look at the center column. All of them are pointing back. All of them. Nice square palette. Nicely done. Now, we got some liquids. These are bottle tops for sure. I would never, ever do this. I don't know what these bottle tops are, if they're a type of kombucha or if they're one of these things over here, some type of smoothie, but I would never put liquid on its side like that, because these things are definitely squeezing for dear life. Whatever these things are, that is probably the one thing I would point out that I would not do on this pallet. All right, so this is Alberta 90, very well built ice cream pallet freezer. Jeremy, tell me I'm wrong on this one, man. This is just beautifully built. Cases pointing in. We tied in the top of this very nicely. Just a beautiful ice cream pallet. Thank you for posting. The next one we're going to look at is Row Andy. Guys, once again, what do I say? When you have dog food bags, you should always get perfect. Look at this. We got dog food bags midway, and this pallet is absolutely perfect. I can't say that. Even though we got this case upright, there's no pressure on that case. There's absolutely zero pressure on that case. Just a beautiful looking pallet. Once again, guys, dog food, you can get level. All right, Row Andy, I've seen the rest of your pictures that you post on Discord. You built really well. You're doing excellent work. I hope you're making your time. Post in the description, in the comments below if you're making your times, because I know you were newer when you first joined Discord, but you're building very well built pallets. Thank you for posting. All right, the next two pallets we're going to look at are Weeb. I have no problem with this. I honestly don't. Would I use a breaker pallet in the war room? I absolutely 100% would not, but I don't have a problem with this. We're not really high. The cube on this was probably only about 50 some cube, and then we threw a breaker on there that probably made it around probably a 65 cube. We got a nicely stacked potatoes. We got our onions here. I mean, boxes on top. It looks really good. We're going to look at your second picture that you posted. And once again, just a really well-built palette. We got cabbage. We got our apples, and then, guys, we're just topping off with just tying it in with like boxes. Guys, when you have a palette like this, these are the palettes that you should be flying through. These are the palettes that you should be banking time on. They're very easy to build because they are pretty much all the same size case. All right, and I wanted to end with, we're going to call you Jib Blees. We'll call Jib Blees. All right. This is ridiculous. All right, so I've been saying lately, I really get irritated with warehouses. Warehouses think they could reinvent the wheel. So I inquired with this person and asked, is this all different stores that were using these mini pallets? Now, this person, from what I understand, this warehouse just started using these mini pallets. No, they're all the same damn store. So why are we using these small pallets? Guys, if you have a triple pallet jack, then so be it. This is one order or one pallet. This is one pallet, and this is one pallet. Why do we have to start stacking them on mini pallets when this back pallet is the same store as this pallet? Why are you making things more difficult? If you were a supervisor or a manager or a CEO of a warehouse and you are watching this, please don't do this. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. All right, it's not going to work. This is so dumb. So dumb. Now, if these are all separate stores and you were a small supplier and you're supplying to a lot of smaller stores, I get it. I absolutely get it. But when these are all the same store, what the heck are you trying to prove? Absolutely stupid, wasting time, and complicating it for the warehouse selectors more than it has to be. Man, did I want to end on that. This is just dumb. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I thank you for watching. That last picture really just irritates me. I just don't get why warehouses think that they, after 50 years of being in a warehouse, that they think that this is going to work. At our warehouse, it was Alpha Bravo. All right, it did not work. We were selecting multiple stores at one time, and I know warehouses still do it. And we had so many misselects, it was not even funny. So many misselects where Alpha was going on Bravo, Bravo was going Alpha, pallets fell over, and then people were stacking them on different pallets. There were so many misselects, it was just costing them astronomical amount of money. Guys, stick to the basics. If you're a manager watching this, stick to the basics. Just use a damn pallet and stick with it. One store on one order. All right, that's all I got to say. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.